Olympics are just 2.5 months away, and tonight some of the world's best cyclists are hoping to score more points to qualify here in Utah.
Yep, Deanie Wimmer is live at Soldier Hollow for us. Hey, Deanie, how's it going out there?
Hey, this is such a big deal, Ashley, for these games to be not only in Utah, but in the U.S. too, because it's the first time that we've been able to host an event of this caliber, a Pan-American mountain bike race in more than 20 years. And for a while, just as you've described, weather has been a problem. Because of the rain and the lightning, they had to pull racers off the course and kind of hold off a bit. But just a little while ago, the weather stopped. They started the grand event tonight, which is a relay event for the most elite racers. There are cyclists here representing 28 different countries, 200 of those from the U.S., and some right here in Utah, including Olympian Haley Batten. We talked to a director of Team USA, Alec Pascalino, who told us why it's so important that these mountain bike races are on Utah soil.
This is actually one of the coolest venues that we have in the U.S. The infrastructure here that I believe began in the 2002 Winter Olympics here, the biathlon course, and then the mountain bike trails that exist here that they've built and built on top of over the years has actually made it a great venue.
And this isn't the only international competition being held in Utah this week. The Para-Climbing World Cup just wrapped up in Mill Creek. We've been covering that this week. 178 of the world's best climbers from 20 different countries competed for the World Cup title and spots on the team for the Paralympics in Paris. Just more proof that Utah is so much more than just a winter sports place. We have world-class sites and venues for summer events as well. So back out here live at Soldier Hollow, the races are underway. In fact, we're hearing some of the teams. It's a relay race that's going on right now. So as different members of the team come back in, you hear them cheering. There's so much action and things to see here going on, but you can also take part. So coming up in just a few minutes, we'll tell you how you can get in the games and take part in mountain biking at a world-class venue right here in your own backyard.
Yeah, regardless of the weather, it is still pretty exciting stuff. All right, great job, Deanie. Thank you. We are getting into the games today as we count down to the Paris Olympics in 78 days.
Woohoo! Deanie Wimmer joining us live from Soldier Hollow, where hundreds of Olympic hopefuls are hitting the mountain bike trails. And Deanie, we saw you in our 4 o'clock newscast. You explained to us that this is a big deal, right?
It's a big deal. You know, we just got to hear the Star-Spangled Banner. The crowd is just breaking up because they took the podium. Team USA took the podium, first place in the primo event here tonight, which is relay. It's an event that involves Pan-American teams, so it's an international event. A caliber race like this has not been held in the U.S., let alone Utah, for more than 20 years. There are athletes from 28 countries in North and South America here, all trying to get enough points so that they will qualify for the Paris Games. Team USA has more than 200 athletes here in youth adult age groups, among them Park City's own Haley Batten. She has been training here and riding here in Summit County, she said, since she was 9 years old. In 2021, she made the team for the Tokyo Olympics and was the first American across the finish line in the BMX cross-country race, placing 9th overall. Right now, she is at the top of the pack among the U.S. women in the race for Paris. She has an excellent shot at making the Olympics again, and she told us why this track here is so special.
So this venue itself is super core to who I am as an athlete. I have so many great memories here and developed a lot in my cycling and also skiing. So it's really cool to be here at a Pan American Championships.
Back out here now. We're back out. Haley just was on her bike in this last race, so that was an exciting event to get to see them taking part in this. And she's got more races coming up today and throughout the weekend. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we're going to show you how not only are these tracks reserved for elite racers and bikers, but how you can get into the games. That's one of the things we've been focusing on, is that our Olympic venues, they can host world-class events, but they can also help get you into the games. And you can try every one of the summer Olympic sports here in Utah, including mountain biking. So we will have more on that coming up at 6 o'clock.
I think Deanie's just chomping at the bit. She wants to be out there. She wants to compete. She wants to race.
Deanie. Certainly wouldn't mind a ride, that's for sure.
I'm sure. All right, thanks, Deanie. We're getting in the games today as we count down to the Paris Olympics in 78 days. Deanie Wimmer joined us live from Soldier Hollow, where hundreds of Olympic hopefuls are hitting the mountain bike trails. And Deanie, this competition is a big deal, isn't it?
It's a big deal for Utah and a big deal for the athletes. For the riders, it's one of their last chances to qualify for the Olympics. For Utah, it's the first time that an event of this caliber, a Pan Am Championship, has been held in the U.S., let alone in Utah, in 20 years. We watched some of those races. In fact, one of the prime races coming down, and Team USA was on the podium. They took first place, so that was exciting. Weather was a factor earlier in the day. They had to pull some of the racers because there was rain and lightning, and so that shut things down for a bit, but then they got back underway and held a team relay, and that was where the U.S. took top spot. There are racers from 28 different countries, 200 of those here from the U.S. and some right here from Utah, including Olympian Haley Batten. We talked to a director of USA Cycling earlier, and he told us about how events like these raises a whole new generation of racers.
We see the mass participation at local grassroots levels, and now we're seeing that rider representation at the highest level as well, so we know it's working.
They say it's working, too, because these venues are incredible. Utah, and especially this Wasatch Back, have hundreds of miles of trails to race on, all levels. And in fact, this race here over the next few days spans riders of all levels, from 11 years old on up to the Olympic hopefuls. And we talked to the manager here, the general manager at Soldier Hollow, who told us that's the beauty of our venues.
To be honest, that's the reason for doing the Olympics, right, is the legacy it gives back, the opportunities it gives to everybody in our communities. You know, we really value outdoor, healthy lifestyles, and that's what we're all about.
That is what we're all about here in Utah. So exciting stuff coming up over the next few days here at Soldier Hollow. It's exciting, we hope, minus the rain and the lightning. We don't need that much excitement, just a lot of good racing, and that's what they're in for. Coming up at 6:30, we got to talk to Utah's own Olympian Haley Batten, who is hoping to qualify for another spot on the Team USA, and we'll tell you why she says it's so special to race here on her own home turf.
Yeah, sounds good. Anxious to hear from her. Deanie, great job. Thank you. We are getting in the games today as we count down to the Paris Olympics in 78 days. Deanie Wimmer joined us live from Soldier Hollow, where hundreds of Olympic hopefuls there are hitting the trails. And Deanie, you are hearing from one of Utah's own, aren't you?
Yeah, one of the top riders, Haley Batten. We saw her here earlier. For her and other athletes, these races are one of their last chances to qualify for the games in Paris, and she's hoping to do just that. We saw Haley Batten and her team, or relay team, take first place on the podium tonight, so that ought to help, hopefully. But there are riders here from 28 different countries in North and South America, all hoping to win and score those crucial points to qualify for the Olympics. Team USA has more than 200 athletes here, from youth to adult age groups. And Haley Batten told us she has skied and ridden on these trails since she was 9 years old. In 2021, she made the team for the Tokyo Olympics and was the first American to cross the finish line in BMX cross-country race, placing 9th overall. Right now, she's at the top of the pack among U.S. women in the race for Paris, and she has an excellent shot at making the Olympics again. When she stopped by earlier, she told us that being able to train on this caliber of course makes being an Olympian not out of reach.
There's such an Olympic atmosphere, and there's so many Olympians just in the community, and the training facilities are there. So I think as a young athlete, I think not even just a winter athlete, but a summer athlete, that atmosphere, I think it makes you believe in the possibility of being an Olympian.
Best of luck to Haley as she finishes up these races here this weekend. So Team USA is starting to take shape, and we want to introduce you to another cyclist, BMXer Hannah Roberts.
First, give me your name, your sport, and where you're from.
I'm Hannah Roberts. I forgot what my name, my sport. Sorry. Okay, I'm Hannah Roberts. I am a BMX freestylist. I am originally from Buchanan, Michigan.
Hannah Roberts not leaving anything out. Not a lot of women doing that right now. Tongue-tied and twisted right now. That was a lot of action for Hannah Roberts.
All right, I got 4 hobbies. I like to play video games. I like to read. I like to build Legos, and I like to remodel my house. Ripped out the kitchen, and then ripped out a bathroom, and then I was like, I want a new bedroom. My mom's not happy of how much money I spent.
This should be special. Yes, it is. 96.10. So she will take the silver medal. She says hello back to her family and friends in Buchanan.
Everybody's super stoked for me, which was crazy. My mom was working with my city and setting up the watch party. Legit, I call her after all the media stuff. Hannah? This is bigger than I thought. It's supposed to be like 100 or 200 people. There was 1,400 people here. And I was like, really? That's sick. And she goes, I can throw a party. What can I say? And I was like, give the phone to Dad, please.
Back out here live at Soldier Hollow. Lots to do, lots of races going on all weekend. So come up and enjoy as a spectator and as a participant, as a rider at least. Mike, I have to tell you that just a few weeks ago, we were up here as Olympic organizers were touring this site of the biathlon, and as they were considering Utah to host the Winter Olympics. Here we are weeks later, and it's been transformed into a mountain biking event for a Utah summer event of high caliber, and it's just, we're so lucky to live in a place that has such options for recreation outside, whether it's winter or summer.
Yeah, all the sports can be played here, can't they? It's pretty cool. I'm still unsure about surfing, though. I've heard that with the surfing, somehow we can do surfing here. I just don't know.
We'll have to see that one, yeah.
All right, great stuff out there today. Thank you, Deanie.